introduce ourselves in our show. I'm Don, and I work on the Prima-Donns.
I'm Don, and I work on the Prima-Donns.
All right. That was easy enough.
Yeah, it was.
You got tougher ones, don't you? Guys, and you tell me, are these the eyes? Are these the guys that are going to let down their viewers out in TV land? I don't think so. No, don't do that. No, don't. Oh, man. I'll tell you one thing you'll see is something you probably won't see on any other channel, and that's what makes it worth stopping for, just to see what we'll do next. We might have a local wrestling video, or we might be doing our own shtick, or some of our friends that come on do, you know, anything from sketch comedy to parodied commercials to almost anything, but you won't find it anywhere else except on the Prima-Donns.
And it's kind of the anti-talking heads show. That's kind of what we started right from the beginning, is we want to be, instead of just, you know, just standing and talking about nothing, we just want to keep it moving.
We're the Prima-Donns, and you know we never intended to become role models, but we know that all you kids out there, the smart ones that watch the Prima-Donns, are modeling yourselves after us.
Years and years, and we've been doing this, what, 12 years now?
Yep.
And even before that, for years before that, we'd always joked around, you know, we'd work together in various places and such, and we would joke around about doing it, you know, and the whole thing was that we were these preposterous characters full of themselves.
Obnoxious.
You know, obnoxious, think they're something they're not, you know, that we're stars, which we weren't and aren't. And so that was the whole premise of the thing. And we'd laughed about it so long, and pretty soon, you know, enough of our friends would laugh along with us, and at some point somebody said, hey, you know, there is public access. We could just do this. And
Yep.
Sure enough, we did.
So we started hatching that plot probably in the early 90s. And I think our first taping was 1995, and first show was January 96.
Try it again.
All right.
So Shepherd scene again from the top?
Shepherd scene again from the top.
All right.
Cue the music. Let's get it right this time.
Is that me?
Our show has changed over time. When we first started, it was quite a production, and we put a lot of time into it. We had a cast of, you know, as many as almost a dozen people, usually at least 6 different people at minimum. We'd be taping 2 shows in one studio time.
So the first show, what we call version 1.0, that was from about 96 through early 2001. And then the version now, 2.0, that's been late 2001 to present. That's the one that's got more tapes, and we'll have somebody on once in a while, but mostly Don, myself, and a bunch of tapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Prima-Donns present your main event, the evening.
Uh-oh, it's time for Kowalski to groan.
Old school is great. We love old school wrestling. It's just so different. People believed back then the crowds were louder. They hung on every single thing. The wrestling was different. You know, you had good guy, bad guy. They don't like each other. Here's why they want to fight. Here's when they're going to fight. Now it's just, I don't know. It's just not the same. And, you know, there's some good stuff now, probably more in the, you know, off the beaten track kind of wrestling. But, you know, like WWE, that's, I can't even watch that. It's just, and that's what I grew up on, because I grew up in New Jersey, so I watched McMahon's senior product, and it just doesn't interest me. You know, I see it, I watch for a minute, and it's like, I could care less and just continue on my merry way. Whereas, you know, I'll sit and watch old school stuff all the time. You know, it's just more interesting. So that's probably the reason why we do that.
Yeah, and the contemporary local stuff. We always love to give the local
different.
guys a push, a chance to.
The local
so we try to
indies.
find the alternative stuff.
Yep.
But especially the old school, because we're old school wrestling fans.
Yep.
We like the way it used to be.
What a crowd, huh? Listen to that. I was impressed with last week's
I know, but this crowd, they might be louder. I think they're louder. I think they are louder. You're
It's
right.
like the Prima-Donns each week.
That's right.
Mackerel.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Back
on
to
in.
Studio B, the beautiful house Prima-Donns built.
Don, to me, is like the Dan Aykroyd of our show. You know, he's supposedly the straight man, but he's funnier than anybody else on the show, number one. And it's great because I know we think so much alike, it's eerie, because sometimes I'll even write stuff that I know he would say, you know, and it fits right in. It just makes it so easy, you know, it just makes it so easy because he'll take it and run with it and, you know, come up with ideas on his own. So we never have a writer's block, or, you know, we always both have something ready to go. So that's never been a problem for this show.
Of course, if I was doing it alone, then I'd have a blank piece of paper in front of me and still be chewing my pencil, because I got to have the instigator, the igniter here to start us out. He's the historian. He's the statistician. He's the one who usually, by the time I get over to his house to rehearse a show, he's got it already sketched out. He's already got the idea of which tapes, you know, he might run by me, you think we should do this or we should do that? And he's the one who will always watch it and do the quality check, you know. He'll get a tape from the board that night that we taped, and he'll go home and watch it that night if he can, and never misses the show. So he's the one who categorizes and logs and does all the groundwork.
Can't tell you, it's, you know, all these years later, it's still a kick for you and I to be sitting around thinking, hey, this would be pretty funny, you know, and start out with this little, you know, idea, and, you know, with our crew being able to make it all happen, write, rewrite, go in, shoot it, and voila, there it is on TV.